years ago, and I have been teaching this in my community and all over the place. And I've done this meditation several times. And I am so thrilled that you are here because it is truly the gift that just keeps giving. So, my first thing that I wanted to say is that I'm a yoga teacher and I've been doing meditation since and yoga since I'm in my 20s, so long time, okay? And it is really an incredible gift to make sure that you have a healthy brain all of your life. But here's the thing, you need to do the work. I want to shout out a very, very big thank you to Dr. Dharma and his whole team, Kirti and Chelsea and Camille, because learning is what keeps your brain sharp. All right, it keeps you from becoming cognitively impaired, and we never, ever, ever want that. And the good news is that modern science today has said over and over and over again that brain disease is preventable and reversible. But just like anything else, you need to do the work. You have to find the ways to make sure that you live a healthy lifestyle. The Alzheimer's Research and Prevention Foundation has sent up beautiful information and brochures and about their pillars, which is all you hear in the news today, about your diet, about your sleep, about your spirituality. And I don't mean necessarily in the religious sense, but like, having friends, socializing. I mean, anything that you love to do, just keep doing it. So we're just about at 3 o'clock, so I'm going to have to introduce myself again because I had asked if it would be okay if I just jump in right away because I am a teacher and I want you to learn a little bit today, all right? And all of the credentials and all that, I kind of just spilled them out already. Basically, yoga teacher, meditation teacher, and brain longevity specialist for a long time now. And I've taught this, I'm sure, to thousands of people. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the group. For those of you who just jumping in, it's just about 3 o'clock. My name's Barbara Lowe's. I'm a yoga teacher and a brain longevity specialist. And I have a lot of other credentials that don't really matter as much as me being here right now with you, because I want you to learn this meditation. It is just a gift that just keeps giving. And I wanted to talk about the music part, all right, since you've all practiced. I think all of you have practiced that already. Hands up, thumbs up. Yes, has everybody given it a try now? Okay, even if you haven't, it doesn't matter because this part is pretty important. So I made notes so I don't miss a thing. So Kirtan Kriya means singing exercise in itself in Sanskrit, thousands and thousands of years old, okay? And in this practice that we're going to use today, we use beautiful music, all right? So music doesn't just sound good. It actually changes your brain, all right? When you listen to music, like we do when we practice our Satanama, our meditation, your brain activates reward pathways inside your brain. And this is all just science, okay? Like seeing people when they do their meditation, what happens to the brain. So it activates your emotion centers, it helps your memory networks and your social connections and all of that at once as you're listening to beautiful music. And all of this, like I said, is scientific research. It's just basically good for your brain, activating so many brain regions at once. And it strengthens neural pathways, the connections, your cognition, all tied to memory. And that's why people with brain disease, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, can recall songs even when other memories fade. So I mostly teach proactive, all right? People just like you that do not have a brain problem right now. But I also teach at the Veterans Home in Bennington, Vermont, where there's about 130 soldiers that mostly have dementia and Alzheimer's. But I can tell you that when they do this meditation, you can see a light go off. They love it so much because they love to sing and they love to listen to music. All right, so proving that it stimulates different parts of the brain. And the amazing part is that afterwards, many times, some of these patients actually want to sing me a song from long ago and know all the words and remember all the words. So I rest my case about the music part. All right. And it may seem awkward at first when you're doing it, but as time goes on and you get to know the music, you're listening to the sound, the guitar, the beat of the music, it follows your heart. It stimulates the whole body. You can actually feel vibration. Music is vibration. And vibration is very, very healing. And it actually stimulates your vagus nerve when you sing and you chant, and which we're going to talk about in a minute. And all of these different systems is what ignites all the different parts of your brain. So the other part is that when we do it, we can shut off all the noise, all the inflammatory noise that goes on in our everyday lives that causes us stress and tension and all of these things. So for the few minutes that you meditate is just like a break. It's just like opening a window for fresh air. So I'm very excited to teach it to you today. I just want to make sure that I got you all the notes that I wanted to talk about. And in the meditation, which I think is pretty amazing, you're going to find that the chatter in your mind quiets right down, okay? And it's that kind of chatter. And that's the very first aphorism in yoga philosophy, is learning to shut down all the noise inside your mind. That practice is 5,000 years old. So a lot of doctors today say yoga philosophy, it's miraculous. It's like a miracle that they understood the brain. So, your body ends up feeling lighter. You rest better, you sleep better, you eat better, just because of the presence that you create when you do your meditation. Your whole inner world is just as important as your outer world. So when you learn your meditation, you're going to get more quiet in your own mind. All the noise gets shut down. You can relax and just be. And this is how you have a healthy brain. You're going to notice pretty quickly, if you become disciplined at it, that you will think better, you will look better, you will feel better. And here's the best trick of all, for me personally, and I can't tell you how many other hundreds. You sleep better because you learn to control your mind. All right? When you learn to control your mind using that mantra that we're going to talk about in a minute, and you learn to quiet everything else down, you can use that at night. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, you can put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, take a nice long deep breath in and exhale it out and say Satanama, which is the mantra you're going to learn, to yourself, and watch what happens. You go out like a light, because you've learned to control your mind. Our minds love to run around on autopilot like a monkey on a tree. I hate my shoes. That was no good. Back and forth like crazy all the time. And in the middle of the night, why are you waking up and thinking about, oh, I have to pick up the dry cleaner and blah. No, we have to rest. We must rest our brain. So this is a training. It's actually a training for your brain. All right, let's get to it. It's easy as anything, all right? The first part is just how you breathe. Absolutely nothing different about how you breathe, like your everyday breathing. The next part is your posture. How do you want to sit so that you're comfortable? And no cell phones. No cell phones, no distractions, all right? So sitting in a quiet place where you sit up nice and tall from tailbone to top of head. Maybe feet flat on the floor. Maybe you'd like to sit on the floor in Sukhasana, which is just an easy seat with your feet crossed. Maybe you'd like to sit against the wall with your legs out. The most important part is that you're comfortable. I usually sit on the couch with my feet on the floor when I'm at home doing my practice every single day. Okay, so that's that. The next part is we're going to use a mantra, and it goes sa, ta, na, ma. Okay, sa, ta, na, ma. That's a Sanskrit word. A mantra, like we just talked about, means singing exercise in itself. All right. The next part is we're going to use finger tapping. So your hands could be up or they can be down. They could even tap a table. You're going to go pointer and thumb with sa, middle finger and thumb with ta, na ring finger and thumb, and then ma pinky and thumb. So sa, ta, na, ma. Always in that order, not backwards, okay? And when you do this, it stimulates your whole cerebral cortex, the whole gray matter. That's from Dr. Dharma. So, so back in the day. But when you stimulate your fingers, fingers are amazing, okay? Like if you've ever been to the hospital, something, they put something on your finger, it's connected to so many systems. But when you tap like this, fresh blood flow to the cerebral cortex. The next part is we're going to sing for 2 minutes to beautiful music, okay? We know now what music does to our brain. So we're going to sing Satanama for 2 minutes. Then we're going to do a whisper that goes sa, ta, na, ma. When you do that, you stimulate your vagus nerve. It's the only thing like it in your whole body. It's your central nervous system. It goes from your brain down to all of your organs. All right, so you're stimulating that and stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system by doing that. So when you whisper like that, your brain is getting a message that you're safe and protected. So getting rid of inflammation inside the body. The next part is we're going to be silent for 4 minutes, just saying Satanama over to yourself. That's it, nice and quiet. Nice, quiet mind, just saying it over and over again, shutting down the noise. Your mind is going to wander. Don't be surprised. When you pull it back, it's like a bicep curl for your brain because you're in control. You're learning how to control your brain, actually rewiring it. All right, actually rewiring, growing cells, making it stronger and bigger, and that's just science. Then we come out the same way we went in with the whisper going Satanama, 2 minutes. And then you're going to sing Satanama to finish. At the end, we'll do a little stretch and a little twist, and then we'll see if we have any questions. One final part. It's a little bit advanced, so you don't have to do it if you don't want to. If you could imagine the syllable Satanama coming into the top of the head, this is your parietal lobe, all right? This is where you understand language. This is how you read books. This is how you understand where pain comes from and how you read. So top of head, sweeping out in an L shape right between your eyebrows, your pineal gland, all right, sweeping out, going sa, ta. So that's how I do it. You can see the diagram there. See if you can imagine that. It's really a point of focus to try to keep your mind right on your meditation, nothing else but that. Perfect. I just want to see all of you. Anyway, so that's what we'll do. If you want, if you can leave it out if it feels like too much, all right? And if you'd like to imagine, this is a little bit yogic philosophy, imagining like maybe a white light or a golden light coming down, you know, washing out the brain. That's the other side of this. This entire practice washes your brain, the whole thing. That's from Dr. Dharma. All right, when you do your meditation, you are getting into your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your unconscious mind. And the only time you ever have an unconscious mind is if you've had anesthesia. So you're really giving your brain a wash. It's like taking your brain and putting it into the dishwasher. Guess what? That is where science is headed. They're trying to figure out how to get rid of amyloidal plaque, you know, protein and those tau tangles that happen inside our brain. We never want that. The one tool we have is what we learned from ARPF, our meditation, and then our pillars. It all is common sense. Eat right, get your sleep, socialize, get outside, nature, no AirPods, breathe fresh air, blah, blah, blah. So I think I've talked enough. I'm going to get the hook around the neck soon. I think we're ready to start, okay? So we'll get Chelsea to get the music on for us. So sit up nice and tall already, and maybe close your eyes. If you're not comfortable, then just look down your nose, all right? And we'll chat again at the end. So go start for us, Chelsea, please. Take a nice deep breath in. Good. Just exhale away. Good. Inhale, circle sleep your hands. Just interlace fingers and flip those palms right up to the ceiling. Give yourself a big stretch from tailbone right up to the palm of the hands. Good. Take a little twist over to the right, a little twist over to your left, and just shake your hands out. Well done. Your brainwash is complete. Well done. So you're most programmable in the morning, all right? That's when your brain is most programmable. But if you want to do it in the afternoon or evening, doesn't matter. The old Nike adage, just do it. Just do it, okay? It does matter. You'll notice you're happier. You're just happier because all of you here are proactive. You know, you're taking good care of yourself. You're making sure that you never, ever, ever become a sad statistic. And we know now today, modern science says over and over, holistic approach, that's what we've got. Eat right, get your sleep, have friends, do your meditation because that is a reboot. It's like reprogramming your brain, okay? You're learning to control it. So important for good health, all right? So well done, everybody. I'm so proud of you for all of you who are learning to take good care of yourself. This is how to strengthen your brain. All right, it's easy and fun and beautiful. You'll be happy all day. So,
Yes.
questions?
Barb, thank you so much.
I have
And
time. No, I'm good. I have five.
no, we're good. We're
Okay.
good. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has joined us this week. Incredible to see you here. Thank you for being in this community. Not only are you doing good to yourself, that extends to everyone around you too, because you can tell from Barb, just from her perspective and her mood, meditation has many benefits that go beyond your memory and sleep. It's incredible. So thank you for being here. Barb, I have a couple comments first. So incredible. Aloha, Barbara, you are funny. You explained the visualization, the light just perfectly.
Good.
Um, is it beneficial to think about the meaning of the sounds before, during, or after the meditation?
No, I wouldn't be thinking about the sound. We're really using the syllables. When we do that, you're stimulating 84 acupressure points in your mouth. They actually picked it for that reason. It wasn't so much that it means my true self in Sanskrit. Not at all. When they were doing research, they looked at all the different meditations. This particular one stimulates all those acupressure points in your mouth is very connected to your brain. So just by going sa, ta, na, ma, it's stimulating again to the brain. So don't think about that. Try to just focus on your satanama, just listening to that and just visualizing that and just leave everything else alone because your mind's going to wander. Yes, bring it back. It's a bicep curl,
Great. Yeah,
like the
so
gym.
don't overthink too much, right?
Exactly. Don't overthink it. Just relax. It takes a while to really, get disciplined at it. But when you do, wow, you're in for the biggest treat of your life. You just feel better all day. You put a smile right on your own face.
And
So
Barb,
that's
I'm gonna keep going through these
oh,
questions. Is it important to keep my head still? It wants to bob along with the visualization.
I tend to bob along myself. I actually bob my head sometimes because I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. I'm even tapping my feet. Ideally, don't do that. Dr. Dharma says stay still. I have a problem with that because I'm just kind of getting in the swing a little bit. But when I remember not to do it, I settle down and I get very quiet. I think it does a better job if you stay quiet. No tapping, no bobbing of the head. But if you're like me and I can't help it, I get in the moment, I start bobbing.
Yeah, it happens. A lot of people,
Yeah.
if it's the music, right? You go along with it, and
Go along, yeah.
it's
And
not
also,
like a huge deal, right?
it's not a huge deal if it happens because it happens to me too. But like when you settle down, you get quiet, you just notice, you feel sensation on your head for sure. Different
Yep.
places. You know you're doing some work.
Totally. And thank you for such an informative explanation and session. Rhonda says it's been a wonderful week. Thank you, Rhonda, for showing up so much and always such positive comments. I really appreciate that. A lot of thank yous, thank yous. Does the time that works best for you, I know that you recommend in the morning,
Mhm.
correlate to the time of day you were born? Personally, evenings work best for me.
Fine. It doesn't matter. I have people do it all over the place. They do it in the tub, they do it in their bed. A lot of people like to do it in their bed. They fall asleep like that. Other people are It doesn't matter. The bottom line is just do it, because you want to make sure those pathways are nice and clean and you're actually getting a brainwash when you do it. So what's nice about in the morning is not only are you in a better mood all day, but you've done a good wash. It's almost like taking your brain in the shower. Okay, you've washed the pathways down, and we want to make sure our brains don't have toxicity, any places where it's congested or sticky or anything like that. We want those pathways nice and clean. But if you prefer evening, go for it. Doesn't matter. Just do it. That's all.
Right. I've got a million thank yous here. A wonderful
You all.
week.
Thank you as well.
A question, can you do it without the music?
I would not be able to, no, because there's a certain amount, the 2 minutes and then another 2 minutes. It's 12 minutes altogether. That's the magic number. So I need the music to keep me in the practice. If I were to turn
Super
that off,
helpful.
I would be hearing things. I wouldn't be able to focus. The music is what keeps me focused into the different stages. Each different thing does a different thing to your body. The singing, then the whispering, then the silence, and going out. That is a whole process that happens. Dr. Dharma says in the beginning, when we sing, we're cleansing our conscious mind, which is the mind that says, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Then the subconscious mind, when you're whispering, he says that we're washing that down. That's the place where negativity gets stuck in our brains. And then when we're completely silent, we go into the unconscious part of our brain and we give that whole thing a nice big wash. So the music is important. Yes.
Yeah. Well, but you don't have to use it. There are some timers you can set too that helps, but we totally recommend the music, especially if you're a beginner, and our music is so beautiful, totally worth it. So thank you all so much for coming. This is our meditation, our first one of the year. We always do two, so stick around. We'll have another closer to the end of the year. And again, thank you to Barbara and all of our meditation teachers who have so generously gave us their time and energy and expertise and love, and have really made this incredible. Thank you guys. Stick around, and we hope to see you all soon at future events.
Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for keeping your brains healthy. Well done.